I wouldn't want the state telling my son or my daughter who they can and cannot marry.
Donald Blake is the president of the Virginia Christian Alliance. He remembers this very, very well, and he was outraged when he heard it, and he now wants the Attorney General to face impeachment. He joins us now. Donald Blake, thanks for being here.
Good morning, Brian, Larry. I would say outraged, but very, concerned about all this. Just 2 weeks ago, we watched the Attorney General put his hand on the Bible and swear to uphold the Constitution of Virginia. In fact, when he was running for office, he said that he would uphold the Constitution, and already into his term, he said, "Hey, I can uphold it, but not this part of it." And so maybe next week it might be, "Well, I can uphold it, but not this part of it." You just can't do that, and he should resign, or he should face impeachment charges.
Well, how do you go about that? And given the fact that the Senate is now in the control of Democrats, how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, it might not play out. However, people need to fear consequences of their actions. The House ought to bring impeachment charges and leave it up to the Senate. The people of Virginia should talk about this. It should come out in the open, be discussed, and there should be consequences when people fail to perform their public office duties.
Well, okay, so if the House of Delegates, which is in Republican hands, if they pass this resolution and they do file impeachment charges, well, first of all, what are the exact charges against the Attorney General that is worthy of impeachment?
Well, the dereliction of duty, I guess it'd be dereliction of duty. There has been a resolution already submitted that's floating around.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me, but it's on the internet.
Okay.
So someone's already written that up. There are people in the General Assembly who are really upset about this.
So then if the General Assembly passes this, then the Senate has to take it up. As Brian mentioned, the Democrats have the majority there, or they have the swing vote with the lieutenant governor. But you want there to be a vote. You want Democrats to put their names on this and say, no, we think the Attorney General did a good job here.
They should, yeah. They're setting a dangerous precedent, because what happens next week or next month or 6 months or next year if he says, well, the property laws of Virginia, I'm just not going to enforce those. So eminent domain protection, we're not going to enforce that law because we really think that government can come in and take your property. You just can't do this. It's unethical. And I'm not sure about the legalities of it, but one of the things that bothered us was not just the legality of it, because the lawyers, the newspapers, and the pundits will talk about the legality, can he or cannot do this. The real problem here is the amendment 7-8 years ago was established by the people of Virginia, who voted, 57% voted overwhelmingly to pass this. And when they did this, they were thinking about their moral convictions, not legal convictions, moral convictions. Those moral convictions go back 4,000 years to Moses writing the book of Leviticus, saying these are the moral rules for man and woman. And those have to do with all the sexual rules and lying and stealing and adultery and fornication, and all those rules are in there. Can't have sex with your mother, your sister, or whatever. And so they established these moral rules. And now, over time, these moral rules are eroding. And this is
right.
Marriage between one man and one woman goes back 4,000 years.
Well, but this is not about same-sex marriage per se, because this is really, you can't impeach him because of his opinion on same-sex marriage. You can impeach him, as you said, because he is not upholding his job. So,
Well, we can but his job is to defend the Constitution, and the Constitution of Virginia says marriage between one man and one woman. That's it. When you change this, you affect society. It affects society and it affects religious freedom.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to say that you can't impeach somebody because he disagrees with you on same-sex marriage.
I agree with that. You impeach him because he didn't do his job. He didn't uphold the Constitution.
Do you think that he misled the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia? I mean, there is this one story that's out there in the Virginian Pilot in which he was apparently interviewed by the editorial board, and they say, look, he has suggested that he will uphold this law even though he personally disagrees with it. That was what was written in the Virginia Pilot when they endorsed him, Mark Herring. Do you feel that the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia have been misled?
Well, they have, and you can see it coming. And I think we have the same problems coming with our government. I think we have problems both places coming in the future that they have. But they did win. Herring won by 900 votes. So, but we saw it coming. How can you not see a train wreck coming? You just know from a political standpoint, they make promises to people, and they're going to be a payoff. This is a payoff to.
What I'm hearing is that you disagree with it, and you feel like he should defend the Constitution as it is currently in place. And I get all that. What I'm hearing is a lack of strategy that would explain how you're actually going to force this to take place.
Well, we can't force it to take place. All we can do is bring public attention to it. And so we will start a petition drive to put some pressure on the House to do something, or we'll just have to make the public aware of this. People like you are going to have to bring this up and talk about it on the radio, so people can make their own decisions. Should the man be sanctioned or should he not be sanctioned?
All right, and really quickly, what do you say to the Attorney General if he responds to you? You made your case here. What if his response is, listen, I understand and I respect your opinion here in terms of, Don Blake, in terms of your Christian beliefs, but you know what? There are a lot of people in the Commonwealth who don't agree with you. In fact, many Christians and clergy don't agree with your position on same-sex marriage, and the fact is this part of the Constitution violates church and state because you've based it on religion. What's your response?
Well, my response would be, we have a constitutional lawyer that does work for us, and she has written to the Attorney General. It's on our website, the complete legal part of it, leaving out the religious part of it altogether. So we've addressed this from a legal part, and so have other lawyers in the Commonwealth. So looking at it, you can look at it from a religious standpoint, Christian standpoint, or you can look at it from a legal standpoint. Our mission is to address this really from the biblically based standpoint. Let the lawyers address this from the legal standpoint.
All right, fair enough.
All right, Don Blake, president of the Virginia Christian Alliance. He is leading this charge to get Attorney General Mark Herring impeached. We'll continue to follow this story. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.